I made the mistake of getting on the motorway on a Monday morning. Check it out. Traffic backed up for days. Well, heading to the east coast again today, heading out to Hauraki Bay. I was going to go to Maraetai, but it's a low tide at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and don't want to get caught out with no water again, so we'll just go Hauraki Bay. Should be nice and quiet there, being a weekday. It's a nice all-tide ramp there, concrete, about 4 lanes. It's got pontoons that you can tie up to, and a breakwater that goes right the way around as well. So, awesome ramp. I used to be a member there, but I am not actually for the last year. I sort of gave up on coming to the east coast because of stuff like this. Just gets too bloody busy. But now I can fish the weekdays more often. I'll probably sign up to be a member again, and then you get better parking there as well, so it's a bonus. Yeah, we'll head out over the bottom end of Waiheke, and the weather forecast is alright. It's supposed to be a little bit windy, 10 knots at the moment, dropping to 5 this afternoon, so that should be good. And we'll just hit the same spots that we have the last 2 trips. They've given us some good snapper, so that's all we're out for today. Get a good feed, and yeah, we'll see how we get on. 2 kilometres, I only want to get 2 kilometres! Let me off the motorway! Right, we're finally through all the traffic. Should be smooth sailing from now. Probably lost about 40 minutes, I'd say, of fishing time. So, well, it is what it is. Auckland just needs to fix its traffic problems. Well, we're out here on the water, just launched at the boat ramp. It's an awesome boat ramp, I love it there. Just sucks on the weekends when it's packed full of other people on boats. But the weather is mince today, check it out. We're going to head straight out there around that point and then head north up to where we were fishing last weekend. So I've just got to our first spot, and there's already looking like a bit of sign on the sounder. So let's start off with the double trouble. First drop, we're on straight away. Nothing that drop. Still plenty of sign down there though, so I just wind up and drop again. Just want to throw it just ahead of our drift so that when it gets to the bottom it's directly vertical below us. Right, we'll get our big softbait out. Cast ahead of our drift and wait and see what happens. Some really good sign down there. I'd say it probably sinks about 2 or 3 times slower than the metal jig, so it takes a little bit of getting used to, counting down how long it takes to sink. But coming over a bit more sign again. So it's looking promising. No takers. It's the same spot we just hooked up on the jigs, so thought we might have been into a fish, but maybe they don't want the soft bait today. Well, once again there's some really good sign down there, but Nothing wants to eat the soft bait. Go back to the double trouble. Just sending the double trouble down again. Didn't have any touches on the soft bait, so I went back to the jig. There we go. That feels like a better fish too. That feels like a good fish. Oh no. This might even be in my PB territory. My biggest snapper is only 15 pounds, so. And this guy hasn't come up off the bottom yet. This is a good fish, whatever it is. It may even be a kingfish. Sort of rod's going a little bit like that. You're telling me it might be a kingfish. Unless it's a big snapper. Hopefully it's my 20 pounder. I've been waiting long enough. Check out that line just peeling. That's got to be a kingy. Just coming back now. Got about 3 kilos, 3.5 kilos of drag on them. It's definitely feeling like a kingy to me. Yeah, just the way the rod tip's going like that. Looks like a kingy. And off he goes. See, it's been probably 5 minutes already and he's still way down. Got him up to about 15 metres and he's gone back down to 25. I think we might have finally been on him. I think he's coming up. Luckily I changed my trace line to 30 pound not that long ago. Just because I was fishing in reefy territory, so hopefully if he swallowed the jig down deep and the line's rubbing on his teeth, that'll give me a bit more time. So I think this fight's going to go on for a while longer. He's still only at 20 metres. So I've only got him 10 metres off the bottom. Definitely coming up now, or not. Oh! Well, the hook's still there and the jig's still there. Trace feels fine. There's nothing you can do. It's just part of fishing. Just gotta try again. Well, we're back to where we hooked that kingy last time. The weather's taken a bit of a turn for the worst. Just a pain in the ass. Well, I don't know what this is. It's nowhere near as big as that last fish. And it's either a little snapper or a rock cod. As you can see, the wind's got up quite a bit. Yeah, little snapper. And while we were drifting at half a knot, we're now drifting at almost 2 knots. So I think we'll head behind us in that direction, go try a few other spots that are hopefully a bit more sheltered. Maybe come back here, the wind's supposed to drop later on, so hopefully we can fish here then. Well, I've come around a corner just a little bit, just to hide out of the wind, make it easier to fish. Found a little bit of sign at one of my spots. Had a few bites, it didn't hook up, but keep trying. Well, we haven't caught anything for a while. I've come even further into Hooks Bay just to get out of the wind a bit more. It's picking up, it's probably about 15 knots out there now. Not nice to be in. Yeah, I've come in a bit sheltered and I'll try flick the soft bait around, see what happens. So it's just about 12 o'clock now, lunchtime. Fishing's gone pretty quiet, caught the odd one here and there. But, not much after that battle with the Kingfish this morning. Still annoyed I lost that. Yeah, I can actually feel the wind blowing from the opposite direction now, so I might be able to go back and fish that spot and maybe have another crack at a good fish, because this spot's not doing much for me. Must be time to refuel. Okay, so we've hooked a bit of weed or something. I wonder whether it might be another clam. You are fucking kidding me. I've never known a lure to catch so many bloody clams. See how it does it though? Straight down in there, and it closes on it. That is funny. So we're back at our first spot now. Something small again. Yeah, so we caught that one little snapper. And we've got the wind with the tide here now, so the drift is still really fast. I've actually got a boat in the way over there. We're getting too close to him when we're drifting, so we'll leave him to it. And I think we'll head out a bit deeper to another spot. Quite funny because I just saw a boat leaving this spot and it looks like they're looking around for a new spot, and it's quite often the case. You'll go where someone else has been, they'll be catching nothing, you'll turn up, you'll start catching fish straight away. Hard case. There we go, another one. Oh, hold the hook. It's not my day. So that's the sign I just caught that snapper off. You can see it stacking up there. Must be a few fish down there. So we've just reset our drift. The sign's still down there. Just gone back to the double trouble just to get down a bit quicker. Still got quite a fast drift. But it's manageable. As long as we catch fish. Yep, on the drop. He's not a bad fish. So we've finally managed to find a good school of snapper. can see that last fish I pulled out is probably around 8 or 9 pound. You just smash the double trouble on the drop. So with a bit of luck, we'll drop this down and be into another fish in a minute. There we go. This one's pulling a little bit of string. He's pretty similar size to the last one. A healthy fish around the mid 500s. On the double trouble again. Problem is, it only takes me a minute or two to deal to these fish, and then by the time I'm done I have to reset the drift because I've already drifted over the spot. There wasn't as much sign on the sounder this time. School might have moved on a little bit, but there's a little bit of sign on the bottom, so I think we should be alright. So as you can see, the school must have moved a bit. There's not much on the sounder and nothing's hitting the lure. Well, and just like that, the fish have gone, so we'll have to have a bit of a hunt around and see if we can find them again. So before we were catching the fish about over here, and then I just found a patch there, so it looks like they've moved over a bit. It's just the stuff sometimes you got to do to keep catching fish. Yeah, there's decent sign there on the bottom. So we just slightly repositioned ourselves. There's a reef behind us, probably 100 metres away, and you catch kingfish just on the edges of the reef, but quite often you get snapper schooling around on the sand on the outside of it, like we've found here. Well, they seem to have wised up to the double trouble, so we'll just try going back to the soft bait. Something grabbed that on the way up. Wouldn't be surprised if it was a little kahawai, and quite a decent sized kahawai really. We got 6 snapper in the bin. Need one more for our quota. So before they were on the upcurrent side of the reef, now they've moved around to behind the reef. About the same size as before. Nice fish. And that's our number 7. Well, that's us done for the day. Got our 7 snapper. Pretty good average size of about, oh, probably about 500 mils. So yeah, a few bigger than that as well. So can't complain, it's a good sized fish. And yeah, the weather's calmed off a little bit. Still a little bit of breeze out here and it's a little bit choppy, but I think we'll head back through the Hauraki passage. We came up there this morning and I think it'll be a little bit exposed, be a little bit choppy going against the wind at the moment, but we'll head up there, should be a bit sheltered, and then head back to Hauraki Bay, get the ski on the trailer. For any of you jet ski fishers out there, these things are awesome. Just a little velcro sleeve, wrap it around your lure, then around your rod, and it will keep your lure from flying around and hooking you in the air, and protect your rod as well. Win-win. We had to work pretty hard for our fish today. It's just gone 2 o'clock now, so it's taken all day to get a bin full of fish really. There's that one kingfish I lost this morning, still angry about that. I shouldn't have lost that. Would have been a good fish. I'd say it would have been over 10 kilos, 10 maybe 12. Putting up a good fight on that little gear, but yeah, hook pulled, so there's nothing we can do about that. Yeah, haven't had kingfish in a long time, but it's one of my favourite eating fish, so that was a bit of a bugger. But no harm done, there's always next time. Well, it's just about to go 3 o'clock, we're back on land now, got the ski back on the trailer, so yeah, it's turned into quite a nice day as you can see. Got our limit of 7 snapper, average size around 500, a few of them sort of 550, so pretty good size fish, happy with that. I guess that's us for this time, I'll see you next trip.